Soy. Your day is here, you green d***. For centuries, Japan and China have been enslaved under your toxic rule. Well, no more. Tofu, tempeh, bean curd, soy milk, it's all going. Today, partnered with the Happy, Healthy, Homely, Happy, Healthy Economist, we're bringing you 170 reasons why soy is bad for you. My name is Ben, the Happy, Healthy Economist, Homely, Happy, Ben, the Happy Health, and today we're kicking soy in the dangly parts, here on Keep It Vegan.
All the stupid things I say and do and never really stop when I should never have begun. I really ought to drop it, but it's faster when you don't even have time to stop and think about the things that you were saying, cause they never really matter. But it's empty spaces in the air. Fill it up, fill it up, fill it up. Oh no, all the million little empty spaces in the air. Fill it up, fill it up, fill it up. Oh no. Oh no, but
Danger 1. A 1991 study showed that eating only 2 tables of soybeans per day could lead to, TBL, tablespoons with an S maybe? 2 tablespoons of soybeans cause thyroid suppression and symptoms of malaise, constipation, sleepiness, and goiters. Well, less than half the subjects. Out of 37 subjects. But still think munching on edamame instead of popcorn is a healthy habit, you piece of shit. Danger 2. 6 premenopausal women with normal menstrual cycles were given 45 milligrams of soy isoflavones per day. After a month, all of the women experienced delayed menstruation. Their effects were similar to tamoxifen, the anti-estrogen drug given to women with breast cancer. Holy shit, guys. Breast cancer. In fact, if we go to the study, we can see that the responses to soy protein are potentially beneficial with respect to risk factors for breast cancer and may in part explain the low incidence of breast cancer and its correlation with high soy intake in Japanese and Chinese women. Wait, what? I thought it was supposed to be like a bad thing. Never mind, we're losing focus. Danger 3. Dietary estrogens in the form of soy foods were found to have the potential to disrupt the endocrine system in women with the effects similar to tamoxifen. Your endocrine system, the signaling network for chemical release into your blood, is possibly being disrupted in a way that we artificially replicate to fight cancer. Back to the study, direct quote, "Bring the hammer down. Additional studies are needed." Boom! Oh, wait. Danger 4. Estrogens consumed in the diet at low concentrations were found to stimulate breast cancer cells like DDT, which increases enzymatic activity, which leads to breast cancer. Maybe. Using an agonist gifted to them by Zeneca, a pharmaceutical company that sells cancer drugs. It's nice of them. This limited in vitro study showed that eating a small amount of soy could lead to conditions allowing for breast cancer cells to grow more, whereas eating lots of dietary estrogen helps fight cancer. So don't eat a little soy, eat lots? No. Anyway, as the study points out, it may be premature at this time to suggest dietary changes that significantly alter the amount of dietary-derived estrogens until additional research can fully elucidate the effects they have on reproductive tissues in form of dose, tissue-specific effects like tamoxifen, and potential interactions with other estrogenic compounds. Oh, that's it. I was expecting a but. There's no. That's the whole. It may be premature to make any recommendations based on this small study. I mean, in order to confidently make recommendations like that, it would need to be a decades-long study that looked at endless amounts of observational data across a wide range of sources with a group largely genetically similar subjects to really narrow down the effects of diet and health. It's just a shame that there's no studies like that around. Danger 5. The soy isoflavones genistein and diazen, if that is its real name, appear to stimulate existing breast cancer growth. Wow, sensing a pattern here. If a woman has breast cancer. This is a summary of the previous study we looked at. Oh, okay. Danger 6. Direct evidence that genistein and diazen, these cowboys again, suppress the pituitary thyroid axis in rats. Wait, so they fed rats. Okay, let's figure this out. So they gave middle-aged rats 10 milligrams per kilogram of the specified isoflavone. A middle-aged Wistar rat is, on average, let's say conservatively 130 grams, which means they were feeding them, 1.3 milligrams? The average human male weighs 196 pounds, which is about 89 kilos, so to feed a human under the same parameters, you would need to give them 890 milligrams of isoflavone? Isoflavone only makes up a really small part of soy foods. One serving of soy, like soy milk or half a cup of tofu, has around 25 milligrams of isoflavones, meaning that the equivalent experiment would require feeding our human test subject 36.5 servings of tofu, nearly 18 blocks of tofu. That's an unrealistic amount of tofu. And that's me saying that. I'd breathe tofu if I could. You can't do this to a person. It's unethical. Also the part where they chop their balls off and behead them. Danger 7. Don't eat soy if you're pregnant, ladies. Put that soy down. Put it down now. What scientific research is showing that the developing male fetus, which is exposed to soy phytoestrogens, may suffer from higher susceptibility to prostate cancer later in life. The association of estrogens with benign prostatic hyperplasia and prostatic cancer have been widely studied, but no conclusive evidence exists for a role of estrogens in prostatic disease. It's a good start, it's confident. This paper reviews the literature and describes studies which have sought to, they didn't do it. This is the experiment, it's another summary, okay. Still danger. Still danger. Danger 8. Keep that soy away from your daughters. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Dairy in developing female rats had the effect of significantly accelerating puberty. Sorry, did I say dairy? Sorry, I did that automatically on account of all the studies that show that dairy seriously affects puberty in human kids. We're talking about genistein again. And rats. Fun. In all seriousness though, this is a bad thing. We take a closer look. It turns out there were no real differences. There's only one thing that changed, and that was the anagenical distance. I've heard that before. What is that? Antigenical distance. It's the taint. Okay. So the ones who had more phytoestrogens had a longer taint earlier in life. But we're not done. Early exposure to soy is associated with less typical female play patterns in girls. That cannot mean what I think it means. It does. Girls played a tiny bit less like girls in traditional gender roleplay when consuming soy. I don't believe it. Now the soy pushers are trying to break down gender walls. You want kids to play together without strict emphasis on what genitals they have and therefore what parts they're allowed to play in roleplay and games when they're kids playing with other kids. You want kids to feel more included? Well, f*** you, buddy. I mean, who checks that? 5 minutes till we go back to class, kids. We playing? Doctors and nurses? Oh, good. Sarah, why have you got a stethoscope? That's a doctor thing. You can't be a doctor. You're a nurse. You're not a doctor. Put that down. You're a nurse. Sarah, you're a nurse. Brendan, what have you got a frying pan for? You can't. This is a frying pan. That's for the girls. Brendan, you can't. What? Call you Katie? No, we're not doing that. Happy families? That's nice. Who are you playing, Sarah? The dad? No, you can't. Call Brendan? No, you can't be a Brendan. No, it's a boy's name. Because you're not a boy, you can't be a boy. You could be Sarah. How much soy are you drinking at home? I'm going to call your mother. But guys, you're not safe. Danger 9. Soy protein strips your masculinity. A study of 12 men aged 18 years and older experienced a 19% drop in testosterone in only 28 days when given soy protein powder. 19%. Won't somebody think of the taint? In fact, according to this letter response, the study is a bit useless as one subject threw off the results and they also incorrectly listed the values for testosterone and hormone levels between the text and the figures. Holy shit, sick burn, dude. Sick science burn. That's my favourite kind of burn. Danger 10. Double figures now, folks. Only 160 left to go. Female newborns who were exposed to Genazen, the glycosylate form of genistein, soy phytoestrogen, for those of you who opened this article or began this video at number 10 for some reason, I guess, experience harm in the reproductive system in the form of delayed vaginal opening, abnormal estrous cycles, decreased fertility, and delayed parturition in baby mice at amounts of at least 6.25 milligrams per kilogram per day. Danger 11. There isn't one. Dangers 11 through 170 can be found in a book written by my friend. It's an advert. I see now. This isn't a serious or responsible article about human health or anything like that. It's an advert. It's an advert for the writer's friend's book. I wonder what cut she's getting. You know, I was all in on this whole soy is dangerous thing, but I'm starting to doubt this. I mean, how? I mean, the happy, healthy home, The Economist, seems to know what she's talking about. Her website is green a bit, which is a good sign. Okay, she's got a master's degree. It's in government administration. It's not the healthy home economist, the economics of health and diet, it's the economics of money. Silly me. Yeah, there we go. Yes. There's books, there's professional, there's sponsorships as well, professional partners. Oh, good. In all seriousness, doctors, real doctors who are interested in making people healthy, like Dr. John McDougall, say that traditional soy is fine, like soybeans, tempeh, tofu. Processed soy is bad for you, like replacement burgers and sausages and cheeses and all that stuff, because it's processed. It's including the name. The reason you can find so many people telling you that soy is bad is A, it benefits the dairy industry to propagate these lies, and they have the money to spread the lies around. And B, avoiding soy is easy. And easy advice is more attractive than scientific advice. Telling people to avoid soy means that those people can keep eating ice cream and cheese and all that shit, and they can therefore keep buying it. And C, soy is one of the most widely researched foods in the world. China and Japan have spent hundreds of years consuming traditional soy products, and their cancer rates and just general health rates were, well, much lower than anywhere else. That's changing now that more of them are adopting a Western diet. But with so many people studying soy at once, you're going to get more outliers appearing, and those singular weird results will get picked up and shared for the exact previous 2-3 reasons. If I were to stick a harmonica up a person's ass and give them a squeeze, most of the time they'd make the same desperate, sad, and harmonica-tinted wheeze. But if I did it to 1 million people, odds are that one of those times, one of those people would, when given a squeeze, play the opening riff from AC/DC's Thunderstruck. Now that doesn't mean I can reliably say that every time someone gives the old butt harmonica a go, they'll be rocking out to some classic mid-80s rock, because it was a random happenstance, parading as a tangible possibility. A beautiful happenstance. As I keep saying, check your sources. Yeah, there may be some studies out there that show issues with traditional soy, but there's no substantial evidence. There is, however, lots of evidence linking dairy to cancer, diabetes, heart disease, early puberty, cancer, fat development, more cancer, asthma, migraine, headaches, more cancer, sudden infant death syndrome. I mean, one is a liquid made from a plant we've eaten for hundreds of years, the other is a hormone-filled, pus-laced fertilizer soup designed to make a baby cow into a massive cow. If you still don't like the idea of eating soy, that's fine. You don't need to. You can get all of your requirements like protein and so on from other plants. That's what we're designed to do. Avoid the dairy and the meat at all costs, and you'll be fine. To be honest, I'd follow the advice of the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine and avoid soy as an adolescent or as someone who is vulnerable to or recovering from breast cancer. But don't be down, because they make hazelnut milk, and almond milk, and oat milk, and white milk, and you get the picture. And just to frame the situation, the person whose book this whole article is actually plugging is pro-paleo. It's all about the bacon and the eggs, and it's super good for you. If you'd like to know my opinion on that, you can probably find some other videos on the channel. You can also find the talk I did about why humans are not supposed to be eating meat or dairy. We are herbivores. Check that out. As always, save the planet, save the animals, save yourself. Go vegan. What did you think of today's show? It's good, right? Maybe you click the subscribe button, maybe we see what happens. Maybe you go to Patreon, see what happens there. Also, I need a couple hundred volunteers and a couple hundred harmonicas for a social experiment this weekend. No relation to today's show.